Right, so hello viewers, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 3. I'm your host, PPChoo, as always, and we have started off the game exactly where we had left off. And coming from this point, I haven't played this in a few days, but from what I remember, these people over here, the Archdruid faction, a human Archdruid named Karen Treefolk, had decided to go to war with us. We're in a battle against them, and recall us taking this little town. Evidently, there's still some loot on the floor there, and we've probably lost this town to a group of these independent like bandits and stuff. So that is sort of the recent progression over there. They took that town, and now it's a little minor faction. But for the next little while, I think the game plan would be to A, do a few more raids on them, and B, to found a new town, which I think will be over here inside this area, so we can get in these two magma forges, this little gold mine, and hopefully, if the town isn't within range, this little magma or mana node. So I think we'll just go off of that. Another priority, or rather another little short-term priority, is to finish off this bandit group and the little bandit spawner thing to ourselves. So we'll do that in a little bit. And of course, what I think I'll do right now is that I'll plop down one of these little spy drones, get them to buzz forward, because we do want to get some more scouting, and if I recall correctly, our last scout was taken out. So yeah, we'll do that. Our domain has increased too, so that would be actually really good. We can cap off this thing over there, and I'll do that in a little bit. So here we go. I'll get Edward to chase down that brigand troop, and I'll get this army to take out these guys. And this is because I think these troops over here are a little easier. So yeah, we'll take over this magma forge. It'll level up our troops a little bit. And these bandits over here has this orc berserker troop, which is this incredibly tough guy. He has like almost 60 health, and he does like 14 damage per strike, and he can do 4 or 3 of those, making him really rather deadly. And that's sort of the reason why I wanted to send Edward after him instead of our troop of generic tier 1 troops. So those guys will do their jobs. This scouting drone will do its best to fly over the enemy's lands and check those out. And currently, because we're gaining so much mana per turn, ooh, if Sorcerer wants to join us, well, we don't have enough gold to pay him, unfortunately. But currently, because we have so much mana, we're gaining 37 mana per turn, which is a little high. I mean, that means we could cast, I believe, like, switch to Edward here. I want to see his combat spells. That means we could cast like 3 fireballs per turn, dealing 60 damage. I think what I'll do is that I'll cast this spell, the Mana Fuel spells ability, on our town, and that'll make our town, it'll effectively trade 10 or 20 mana crystals per turn for the corresponding amount, so that's 20 productivity points per turn, and we'll just do that. And yikes, so it looks like the auto-battle resolve thing over there did quite a bit of a number to our troops. So I think we'll reinforce that with archers, get our guys to heal up a little bit over there. These troops should, we'll use this troop over here to take out that little camp. Evidently, Edward leveled up, so we'll level him up, and I'm going to get this ability right off the bat. Now, this is, yeah, I don't think we've seen this before, but this is Edward's hero upgrades, and some of the unique ones that he has right now is this Repair Machine ability. It'll effectively give him a supporting spell to heal machine units and stuff and such. It's more useful in the late game than right now. But the one that I like to get is this Imperial Authority one. It'll increase the happiness of his units inside his army, dealing more criticals. So we'll nab that, and we'll nab hit points because we want him to be a little bit more stronger in the future. Encamp him, and we'll just end the turn as such. See what they're doing. They're looks like they want to build a few more towns, so that's fine. Get this army to march forward. Start to fight with these guys, another likely victory. And all I want is just this town, so we'll cap it out like that. And take it out as such. Oh, and there is some interesting loot over here. There's that little hood thing. I'll show you guys it after this turn. But we found that hood on the floor right there. And it's this nifty little thing that makes it so that all of the units under the command of this hero has 50% less upkeep So that is really rather neat. That means that if, say, I get Edward to lead these troops, it'll bump up our gold income to 100. And speaking of gold income, damn, that hero just disappeared. I just realized I wanted to hire that guy. I saw our income was just enough to hire him, but no, he's gone. So now, since we have the population to do it, I'm going to build a... I think we'll build the human settler unit in one turn. Now inside this turn, I suppose we'll just build a cheapo building. We'll just build that storehouse, because that storehouse will be another thing that increases population, so that's good. Next turn we'll have the Musketeers, and of course we'll build a few of the settlers. Now in the meantime I want to bank in here, check out what they have inside their city. Small little garrison. And I think they're going to found another town somewhere else, but that's fine. And for this turn, I think I'll do the steam-powered research. I think I talked about this one already. It'll make these great farms and the gold mines give out a little bit more cash than they would usually do, so that'll be nice. And yeah, oddly enough, heroes just do not have any sort of upkeep at all. Now, you might think that right now our upkeep is a little bit small, but the main unit that I want to build from now on are these Musketeers, and they have 8 income. That's practically, I mean, half of a gold mine right there. When, yeah, that's actually more than half the gold mine, but once we get that plus 15 research for these gold mines, it's still quite, like, significant, right? And the thing is that because we can churn out one of them per turn, that, like, expense grows quite fast. So that is one of the big reasons why I want to nab that thing. I think I'll get Observatory next, and then Public Baths. So, yeah, we'll do that. It's going to take a few turns, but that is just sort of the progress here. And yeah, I mean, it does get fairly expensive to build these troops at one point, since we're just sort of churning them out like such. Oh, nice, and the Independents have invaded their little gold mine, so they won't be able to produce that many things there. Actually, screw the Observatory, I do need that human settler unit. So we'll build that instead. Musketeers are starting to get done. And over here, I think I'll trade some of these civic guards, because their use right now is starting to grow a little bit more limited. So we'll trade them out. I really actually like this Javelin Spearman unit, but I think I'll just switch out everything in Edwards' troops with archers and actual combat units. The civic guards, don't get me wrong, they're not bad units in themselves, but they're just really... You need a lot of them for them to become actually strong. So I'll get the wizard person to lead them. That drone's dead. And Edward's army is just gonna establish a forward area over here. Oh. And it looks like our enemies here have dispelled our capital's fuel cell ability, so that's kind of iffy. And you'll see here that the production costs for this human settler unit went up now, and also this musketeer. So I don't have enough mana to cast that immediately, so I think I'll just wait a bit on that. Got that steam powered thing, so this gold mine goes up to 15, this thing goes up to 5. And yeah, I think I do want this mana fuels or mana cells thing. So I just put that back on. And for research, I think I'll do Great Blacksmith, which will give armored units cheaper production cost, and that'll make it so that these Musketeers, which are actually armored units, a little bit cheaper, and they do cost 80 points, so they are actually kind of on the expensive side. So there we go. Let's handle this group of independents. And I'll show you guys the Musketeers inside this battle. This will be a nice little thing to level them up too. So there we go. Oh, and perfect. A nice little level piece of ground for us to play on. So here we go. They're gonna do their moves first. Let them do their thing. Probably just gonna shoot us with their crossbows. But damn, those things are, I actually really like these scoundrel units. Well, they're not particularly damaging. They do that crippling ability, and it is just absolutely fantastic. So here, These musketeers, they're gonna use their muskets off, of course. What should I do? Should I get them closer? Yeah, we probably should. And the thing about it is that it does like so much damage per hit. We might be able to one-shot these guys, actually. And yeah, as you saw there, I mean, it does like a whopping like 28 to 30 damage. And to an extent, you can almost one-shot some of these cheaper units here. Almost. So I mean, going from there, so long as you have like, say, archers in the back, this should finish them off. Yeah, that's one unit gone. And the thing about it is that you can just do that repeatedly. I mean, they do have a cooldown of 1 turn before they can fire again, but still, that is like barely anything when compared to the fact that they can do that repeatedly. They have 48 health, making that quite a bit too. And they're just great DPS units just in general. And later on, once you get a few abilities to, say, recharge the cooldowns practically immediately, they become even more efficient. So I mean, now I could run these guys up to hit these people, but instead I'm just going to get our guys to do their other attacks. And there. So a nice little victory there. That'll give our guys a little bit of experience, not too much though. And now once that settler unit is done, I'm just going to get this army to come over here and clear out these independents for that nice juicy experience, and of course some other good stuff like that. So these troops are going to be armed, they're going to go up here, they're going to clear out those lands, and after those 3 turns pretty much, we are just, well, we're just going to sort of absorb these lands over here. If the AI wants to flee, I'm just going to let them to flee, mainly due to the fact that, well, I don't want to fight too many of them, is one thing. Is this one also gonna flee? Yeah, well, I think we'll fight this one over here. The main thing is that I don't want to have that negative affiliation for our faction. And I do want to level up our units a little bit too, so we'll fight this battle. We'll fight every other one so that we keep our affiliation at neutral. And yeah, we'll just pretty much witness the power of these musketeers once again. Now, I think the penalty for them is that they don't move as fast as, say, most other units. Well, no, they still have 22, so that's still decent. Oh, yikes. If you walk over those tiles, you actually take damage. We haven't seen that before. I know that we've played on this map for a little bit now. I think it's mainly due to the fact that the AI pathfinding will actually try to avoid that tile. I mean, it makes sense. Now the thing is that I wonder if you can actually fall into this pit by any means. Don't really know when that would happen, but if it does, that'd be kind of neat. So now these guys, I'm going to get them to shuffle forward 1 turn. I don't want to get blocked by the stones over there. Musket power again. 14 damage. And now once I move up Edward, I want to say that this will be kind of like a 1-hit KO thing. Yeah, there we go. Or, well, 2-hit KO. But that's going to sweep that area, and we can do another nice little flanking attack here very, very soon. A dwarf prospector hiding behind those stones over there. See whether or not we can just sort of shimmy out their cover. There we go. Another little shot. The archers are going to walk around the sides over there. Not going to be blocked anymore. And there we go. And the orc spearmen, of course, we can use that sprint ability, which gets them up to the battlefield real fast. Ooh, blunderbuss. Yeah, shotgun ability does 16 damage, I believe. Really rather powerful. Now I'm gonna get my guys to come over here. Do the little flanking attack, of course. And now, of course, the downside to the Musketeers is that they can only fire like once every other turn. I didn't want to move these guys. I'm gonna see whether or not I can undo that movement order. I wanted them to fire their bows. But those blunderbusses are also just like every other turn. So Damn it. No, these archers are definitely gonna die either way. Yeah, because I had originally wanted to, like, just get them to fire off 3 volleys of shots, but perhaps I can keep them alive if I do that. It'll cost me 10 mana, but I have a ton of mana. Nope. So spears, go. That's gonna do a little bit of damage. Shot, go. And that's gonna sweep them away. Oh well, that's 1 loss on the archer unit. That one's actually not too critical. It's the Musketeers that I really want to level on. And of course all of the combat over here is going to give us a nice amount of gold as well. Oh. And I'll just get them to wait outside a little bit. I'm just going to auto-resolve a few of these battles over here. Take these locations, grab some more mana too. And I believe that settler unit should be done fairly soon. Good, Great Blacksmith is done too. And going from there, what else can we get here? Solid Engineering, that'll give our machines, armored and machines unit receive a little bit more armor. I could do Flame Tank, but I honestly don't know if it's worth the 14 turns to do it. Yeah, because that'll take us a long time to do. I think I'll just do a Invention level 4 right now. Because we do need quite a lot more, like, damaging spells, ones that we can cast multiple times per turn. And I'll hire this guy, the Echo, the Explosive, a little... What is he? A Goblin, huh. And yeah, he'll be another unit that we can use. He has already quite a few abilities unlocked. So that's good. And he, of course, can be another hero-leading unit. And I think I'll just send him to Edwards' army right now, because that'll add another guy to use, and then that'll make taking over these settlements a little bit easier. And perfect. Human settler unit. Change the research to observatory, because we do need some more tech productivity, some more research. Get that scouting unit, or that Settlers unit to found a town. He'll go over there. These guys will join up with Edward. Come on. There we go. Over here we will fight this thing. Take that area over. Get some gold. Get some experience, of course. Oh, and perfect there. Hero over here leveled up, so in that case I'll get them charged army, which seems like a pretty neat ability. It'll give everybody +1 damage, and of course I'll give him a little bit more health as well. And that'll be another turn. So now let's found this little city. Move this guy over here. Found this turn, so then when it expands, so currently it'll take use of these production facilities and that gold mine, and then next turn it'll take use of this, or rather the next time it expands its domain, it'll take use of this area, and then at one point it'll expand over here and take over the second gold mine. So yeah, we'll plug that down there. It'll take a little bit of time to build, but that's fine. Get rid of these spiders, level up our spearmen. These musketeers are starting to get a little bit more experience. Now, I believe that they're either not being used very much by the AI or something, but yeah, they should still have the same, like, experience curve as, say, some of the tier 1 units. Can I check that? Anyhow, it's going to give us some gold here, so that's good. Oh, and perfect, I leveled up our hero as well. So over here, let's see what we can do. We can gain fire protection, we can do inflict immolation. Ooh, that'll be actually kind of cool. We'll get this one. So this will give all of that, this will make it so that our hero sets people on fire when he does damage to them. And that'll be actually really rather useful to just effectively cancel. That'll make him really rather useful in keeping enemies back over fights. So we can use Edward to then prioritize some of the higher tiered units, or yeah, the higher dangerously powerful units on the field, to sort of take those guys out. So there we go. Two of the productivity structures are now sort of inside this zone of